it's Randy, your sewing machine man, and today we're looking at a Pfaff Creative 7570. Just a real nice machine, made in Germany. It's the real deal. It's good stuff. Nothing Chinese about it. It's quality and precision. And this is a customer's machine that I'm servicing, and I'm going to do a quick video on a couple of things. One is let's wind a bobbin properly. Can you see? Let's see. Let's get it on this side here. See if we can see. There it is, right there. See that? Use my tweezers as an emphasis pointer. Right there. See that? That will not work. Any thread that's outside of the bobbin will cause a malfunction. See if I can hook that. Put that on there. See, like there? If it's outside the bobbin, what it'll do is it'll be between the bobbin and the bobbin case. And it'll just grind that down, grind it down, grind it down. You'll get jerk, jerk, jerk. You'll get terrible stitches because these run with very light tension underneath to begin with. But the least little bit of a problem like this will cause an imbalance, and you'll tighten the top, try to pull it up, and you put another bobbin in and it'll go crazy. So watch out for that. How do you wind the bobbin? Well, almost every machine is similar to this one in that the thread comes in. Let's unthread this and do a bobbin winder instead. Unthread it and we'll snip it and pull this up here. See, almost every machine has the guide. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's there, sometimes it swings out, but they have a guide, and this guide is like a pinch point. You have to have that pinch point in order to hold the thread so it will feed onto the bobbin properly. Now, this particular machine, the bobbin winder driver stud here has to go in that little notch. If it doesn't go in the notch and set down in, has to drop into that. Let me find it here before I get too carried away. There it is. It has to go down in that stud like that, and then it goes over. If it's not down in, of course, it won't lock, it won't spin. You know, you think something's wrong with the bobbin winder. Now, if there's a notch on the bottom, there's a corresponding notch on the top. The one on the top is where you put your thread. Of course, you put it around your guide. I always bring it in, make sure it's a whole 360 around it. So whatever side it comes in on, it goes all the way around and out the same side, so it can even cross over. And then I will put it around the bobbin, and then put it up through the hole that's going to come out on the top. And sometimes this works real well, and sometimes no. Let's see. Put it through the hole on the top, like so. Because you're going to hold on to that so it'll cut it flush, cut it clean. And you put it on, make it drop down on the notch. Make sure, there it goes, on the notch. Double check, make sure it's on the notch. Engage it. Disengage the hand wheel clutch, whatever form it takes. And you hold that thread. You hold it up so as it spins, it will cut it. Lower the press foot lever in sewing position. Okay. Disengage the hand. Alright. See what it does is it will wind and cut that clean. No thread will be sticking on the outside. And you can see it goes from the spool to the guide and over, and it will fill it up. Up, down, up, down. Sometimes I'll hold this so it doesn't jump out, because you can really get cooking with it and it'll jump out of the slot. And you either wind it till it's full, stop it halfway, take it off, load it in the bobbin, and away you go. See, there's no thread on the outside of the bobbin. And this machine takes a lot of different kinds of bobbins. It takes this type, and it takes the plastic, which is in here now. Of course, when you load it, so it is turning clockwise in this model. It turns clockwise. So it goes down against the notch and then back out the top. And these run with very light tension on the bottom. You don't have to really crank the tension down on these. Snap it in. As long as you have a hold of it, it won't fall out. That's what that little latch is for. You snap it in. And just like that. Then you thread it up. Snap it in. Make sure it's flush. Thread it with the presser foot up, never down. Lower the presser foot after you've done the first couple threading engagements there. Bring that up behind the take-up lever. Right about there is where you lower it, you pull, you make sure you feel a good resistance, like it's really between the grooves. It'll feel like someone has a hold of it and won't let go. You're like, wow, that's really snug. Well, I'm over here, I'm set up over here on the side. Move this over on the tension. Right here. I'm set on 4.5, between 4 and 5, that little dot right there. If you have that on the dot and the bottom is set properly, you'll have what we call a balanced stitch. So we'll raise the presser foot up, thread it front to back, flat side of the needle goes to the rear, and the more people watching, the harder it is to thread. So if just me here, it'll go first try, but we've got a few people watching, makes it more difficult. Okay, raise the presser foot up, threads to the rear, you turn the hand wheel 1 revolution towards you, it should pick the thread right up. I know a lot of you folks know this, but I'm doing this for a customer who wanted me to walk her through the process because she got a machine and she's learning how to do it. All right, when you do it for the first time, you want to do it right. Okay, then you lower the presser foot, hold both threads tight, don't let go of them or else it'll suck them down in, make a terrible stitch. Then you give it the gas and away you go. There's your reverse. And people ask me about machines with a walking foot. Can I make my machine into a walking foot by buying the accessory? No, you cannot. You can get a accessory and it just bounces up and down, makes a lot of racket, and makes some money for the guy who sold it to you. But this is what a walking foot looks like. See if I can get in the camera here. Dun, 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 dun. This is a walking foot. That's enough bouncing around, I guess. Right here. This is a walking foot. What a walking foot does, and hence the name, is it walks. Goes forward, grabs the fabric, moves to the back, goes forward, grabs the fabric, moves to the back. It actually raises up and goes through that whole motion. That's a walking foot. That's what's awesome about some of these Pfaff machines that have a walking foot. You can really sew a good, true, straight stitch. It's not like an industrial machine, like an upholstery machine, where it gives you the privilege of sewing on heavy leather. It'll help with that if you're on garment leather, using a leather needle, but it's just, it'll keep everything moving. You can put some pretty good stuff in there, but that's winding the bobbin, walking foot, and while we're at it, this was the thread that came along with it, and oh boy, that's not going to fly. You notice how it's got damage there? This has to be thrown away. You can't take thread like this, throw it on a machine and expect it to work. It absolutely will not. It's good thread. It's all purpose, dual duty. It's a good stuff. But it looks like it got crunched, pinched, or something like that. Throw it away. Can't chance it. It'll make a mess. All right? All right. That's how you wind the bobbin. That's what the walking foot machine really looks like. And this is a real nice machine, the Pfaff Creative 7570, made in Germany. Thanks.